One of the main themes that I saw develop in this year's Ranking Banking study was that the high-performance banks had a commitment to their strategy and vision, yet they remain nimble to be able to adapt in the continuing environment. They faced all kinds of changes and new and different opportunities, but those that were able to focus on that strategic vision, that guiding light, they were able to weather this in a really consistent way throughout this year. Banks are faced with a lot of decisions in thinking through digital delivery. Many banks have been partnering with fintechs. Others have brought functions in-house to develop in-house tools that they've built themselves specific to their customer. No matter which route is taken, technology needs to be woven into the plan on a consistent basis. It's not set it and forget it. It's not a one-time investment. It is something that needs to be built into the plan and consistently invested in every year. The pandemic itself was actually a great opportunity for our banks to see how their customers, who perhaps used to be resistant to digital, really did adapt to this digital platform. And so it's been wonderful to see how that's continued to build and develop over time. It's important for banks to focus on efficiency. However, many of them really try to avoid that moniker of being cheap. So one of the things that's really important is that banks consider not just what to add, but what also to take away. Consistently, you're adding new procedures, processes, technologies to address new regulations, new issues, or address a problem. But it is really important to reevaluate what can come out of the equation. What do you not do? I think another important aspect to consider is what can be automated. Can things be automated so your personnel can be focused instead on delivering great service to your customer? Credit and lending risk was particularly something that was essential through 2020, and there are some lessons learned there that can be taken into 21. Many of our banks worked with their customers. They brought them modifications, PPP lending, really helped them through the pandemic. And the more successful banks worked with their customers and understanding what their issues were to help provide a solution versus working against them. While I'm sure that there will be losses in 2021, that assistance with the customers, learning from them, will be strongly beneficial to reducing and mitigating those losses. Another angle to consider through this pandemic was that the normal loan reporting processes and metrics weren't necessarily sufficient to appropriately gather the information that was needed in terms of the COVID-19 impacts on loan customers. I believe through 21, there will be further innovation in terms of gathering that info and really looking at the details at the proper granular level to mitigate and manage the portfolio on a going forward basis. Bank directors need to ensure that they're keeping their eyes on their strategic ball. As they do that, though, it can be pretty easy to get themselves into those management functions when there's immediate problems and concerns that come up. The board's purpose is to help guide and oversee the vision and oversee those decisions that management makes. So it's essential that they connect with management to ensure that the decisions that are being made are still consistent with the vision. You can have the best strategy in the world, but if you set it up on the shelf and don't take a look at it after you put it together, it's not going to be terribly useful. It is important that those directors sit down with management and consistently ensure that those strategic decisions are really being carried out.